Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Antoine, and this is GoVroom. Strange to a lot of people because when most people think about starting a car rental business, the very first thing they think about is buying cars. There's a lot of pressure online to move fast. You see success stories, and it creates this feeling that if you're not buying cars immediately, you're behind. But cash flow is the backbone of any rental business. Once you're locked in, flexibility disappears. And flexibility is one of the most valuable things a new business can have. I didn't want In the first video, I talked about why I decided to get into the car rental business. My interest in cars, my desire to build something practical, and my focus on providing affordable, reliable rentals. In this video, I want to talk about something just as important, why I haven't bought my first rental car yet. And I already know this sounds strange to a lot of people because when most people think about starting a car rental business, the very first thing they think about is buying cars. Now, that's the exciting part. That's the visible part. That's the part that looks like progress. But the truth is, buying cars is actually the last step, not the first. And that decision says a lot about how I'm building GoVroom. There's a lot of pressure online to move fast. You see success stories, and it creates this feeling that if you're not buying cars immediately, you're behind. But what doesn't get talked about enough is what happens after the car is purchased. Once you buy a car, you immediately lock into responsibility. Monthly payments if the car is financed, insurance costs every single month, maintenance, whether the car is rented or not, downtime risk, accidents, repairs, and pressure to rent, even when conditions aren't right. That pressure forces most people to make decisions from a place of urgency instead of clarity. And I didn't want GoVroom to be built that way. Excitement feels productive, but excitement can also be dangerous. Buying a car feels like progress. Posting cars feels like progress. Seeing your first booking feel like progress, but without structure, that progress can turn into stress very quickly. Instead of asking myself, how do I rent this car? I started asking myself a different question. How do I run this business properly? And that question changed everything. That meant slowing down and focusing on the things most people skip. Business setup. Is the business actually set up correctly? What licenses do I need? Do I even need a license in my state or city? Am I compliant before money starts moving? Risk exposure. How much risk am I really taking on? Is the reward worth that risk? Can I personally stomach the risk that comes with this business? Because risk isn't just financial, it's mental too. Cash flow understanding. What's the difference between buying a car in cash versus financing? How do monthly expenses change? What are the fixed costs versus variable costs? What expenses happen whether the car rents or not? Long-term sustainability. Is this model something I can maintain consistently, or does it only work when everything goes perfectly? This part doesn't look exciting, but this is the part that determines whether a business survives. Buying a car too early can actually limit your options. Let me explain why. Once you buy a car, you lock into a specific vehicle, a specific payment, a specific insurance rate, a specific level of risk, all before you fully understand your target renter, your local demand, your break-even numbers, your true operating costs. Once you're locked in, flexibility disappears. And flexibility is one of the most valuable things a new business can have. I didn't want GoVroom to be boxed in before it even got started. Another reason I haven't bought a car yet is because vehicle choice matters more than people realize. Not every car rents well in every market. Just because a car looks good online doesn't mean it performs well in real life. I spent a lot of time researching which vehicles rent consistently, which vehicles are easy and affordable to maintain, which vehicles make sense at certain price points, and which vehicles attract the type of renter I actually want GoBroom to serve. This business isn't about having the coolest car, it's about having the right car. Cash flow is the backbone of any rental business. One bad decision early can create months or even years of stress. Before buying a car, I want to fully understand what happens in slow months. What happens when a car goes down? What happens when repairs stack up? What happens when bookings don't come in as expected? If the business can't handle those scenarios, then it's just not ready. Buying cars before understanding risk is how businesses fail quietly, not dramatically, not publicly, but slowly. Before GoVroom buys its first car, I want a few things in place. A clear rental strategy, systems to track money accurately, a plan for maintenance and downtime, a realistic understanding of demand, confidence in the numbers, not guesses. The car should plug into the system, not create the system. This approach reflects how GoVroom is being built. Not rushed, not emotional, not impulsive, but intentional. This business is being built to last, not to impress. I know this isn't the flashy part of the journey, but this is the part that matters. If you're interested in real founder journeys and real transparency, I invite you to follow along. I'm documenting GoVroom from zero and full of the decisions people usually skip over. This is GoVroom from zero to launch. Follow the journey.